Hello, everyone. Welcome to Comic Confab. My name is Kyle Lee, and today we are going to be doing another indie comic review. Now, today I chose a comic book that I probably wouldn't have normally come across. And as a matter of fact, I didn't come across this one. It was actually recommended to me. I was on Instagram the other day, and somebody was going through my photos, and they were liking them, and they had posted a comment that said, hey, based off of the content that you're posting, it looks like you would probably like our book. It's called Shake the Lake. So I did exactly that. I went out, I checked it out, picked it up. Well, I actually downloaded. I didn't pick it up per se, but I downloaded the book and I got right into it. Now, right off the bat, I could tell that this was not like any other book that I've read before. The art wasn't like I was normally used to. They used 3D computer graphics, and then it looks like they put a filter over it. They stopped the frames, they put a filter over it, and then they printed out the graphics. So then you have these characters that are all 3D animated. So what you end up getting is this weird cross between computer graphics and comic books, which it actually looks kind of good. I kind of like it. It's like really weird, but I kind of like it. Like it was very different for me, but it may not be perfect for everybody. So if you're really used to traditional comic book art, then this is not going to be the type of art that you'll be getting out of this book. Going into the story, Shake the Lake is about a group of kids that have been together pretty much their entire lives since they were little. It's a group of five guys, and they show that the kids have grown up and have been together for numerous years, and now they're late teens or early 20s. It looks like late teens most likely. And now they are out on summer vacation on the lake, and they are wakeboarding. And since they've been doing this their entire lives, obviously they're really good at it, and they're showing off all their cool moves. And the night progresses on into a party. Now, all the teenagers or all the people that are of their age obviously are joining this party, and it looks like one of those typical parties that you have on the movies where things are just going out of control. People are breaking stuff, they're drinking, all kinds of silly stuff is happening. You have a couple of pages showing how crazy the party is. Now, we move into the next day, and the owner of the lake house actually shows up on the property. There's a goat that's spray painted outside. He sees like all these kids laid out, drunk, passed out, hungover, and all this stuff. And he ends up getting to Colin, which is the main character. And he tells Colin, you know what, you have until Tuesday to get out. You need to get out of here. We can't be dealing with this anymore. So he kicks his ass out. And now the guys don't have anywhere that they can wakeboard. So what ends up happening is Colin ends up going back to his house. His parents are trying to get him with the job. And he pretty much just doesn't want to do that. I mean, younger guy, he just wants to enjoy his life, party, and do this, and that, and not really have too much responsibility on his plate. That's overall of it. And what ends up happening is he goes back to his friends, and he's like, you know what, we definitely gotta wakeboard this summer. We gotta do something different. Let's go out to Arizona. So they end up in Arizona, and they are also by a lake, but this lake is mainly for the yacht club. Now, the yacht club is pretty boring and stale for these guys. They want to be out there having fun, doing extreme wakeboarding and things like that. And that's not something that's traditionally done out there at that lake. So they end up cruising around on this boat. They see a couple of guys that actually have this wakeboarding rail that you can grind on. And they ask if they could join in and wakeboard on the rail. So they do so. They all start wakeboarding. They show off their moves, whatever. And then towards the end of the day, the guys that they found wakeboarding on the rail were taking down the rail because they said that it would get confiscated if they didn't do so. So there seems to be some policies in place that don't allow wakeboarding or extreme water sports like that out on the water. Probably because the yacht club has these policies in place so that they can go out, show off their expensive yachts, and don't have to worry about kids doing anything crazy around them. So that's pretty much where we left off. Now, a few things I want to say about this comic. Like I said, the art is very weird and different, but I really like it. It was something that I just wasn't used to, and that's probably the way that I would go if I had to do a comic book. I can't draw for crap, and I've always wanted to do my own little story, but since I don't know how to draw, I really just would feel so limited in not being able to put my story out there because of how bad I think my drawing is. So I think these guys probably went with what they were strong at, which is probably computer design or computer graphics or something like that. And they ended up doing, the 3D characters with a comic book type filter. So I think that was pretty cool. I like that. You do get to see a lot of detail in some of these characters, and it's really different. It's something completely different. Also, I thought it had some great comedy in there. There were a couple of times I found myself laughing a little bit loud in this comic, and it was just over. It was dumb. It was dumb comedy. It wasn't like really something that you had to think about. It was just them doing stupid things. So kind of like if you're a fan of Jackass, these are kind of the guys that would be on Jackass. That's probably about it. That's pretty much everything that I liked about the book. Overall, I definitely wouldn't say this book would be a good recommendation for me. This book is more of a lifestyle type book. This is a slice of life, childhood days, romance, things like that. And those aren't the genres that I would normally read. This is my first time reading a comic book like this, so I don't know if this is if this meets all the standards of what a slice of life type book would be about or what. I personally didn't really care for it too much, but it wasn't a bad book. It just wasn't my type of genre. It may be better for somebody that's a little bit younger that does like going out partying and things like that. But it definitely wasn't for me because those aren't the things that I really do. I don't go out and party. I don't wakeboard. I don't blow off work and go to some other state to go do something else that I just feel like doing just because these aren't things that I would normally do. So it just didn't really connect with me, but I think it would be a good book for some people that do like this genre. If you want to go ahead and check it out, I left the link in the description below. Let me know if you have read it, and if you have read it, what did you think about it, and what were your thoughts on this book? All right, well, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for joining us here at Comic Confab. That was your indie comic review, and I will see you tomorrow.